We got people that are walking miles at night, we're walking miles to get back home from work, and 11 o'clock at night, you got ladies pushing strollers down the street because they can't afford to work and pay taxi fare all week.
Before you could get a drink in the CBD, we had buses running,
I lost over 700 members. We lost 1,200 buses. We have 214 drivers now. We used to pick up 197,000 people a day. We are doing 30,000 a day now. But that doesn't have to be.
Lines every 6 minutes, the broad, the canal.
And now,
now it's like 45 minutes to an hour.
One bus on every line.
On certain lines.
so they have to wait over an hour.
Oh yeah.
Over an hour and a half maybe, something on weekends.
If you don't provide the service, if you don't take the chance, somebody else will. I'll give you a perfect example. We had the LA Swift system that ran from Baton Rouge to New Orleans every day. You heard about that? Okay, right now we have a company called Hotar. That's they've taken over that. You see, and where the FTA and the government and FEMA was running this operation, and the people rode free every day, I think they're probably paying $5 or $7 a trip to ride with Hotar. Now, we're in the transportation business. We ran that system for 2 years, Why do we give it up? We had a contract with the New Orleans public school systems to transport their kids, which was a great portion of our business, was a great portion of our service on a daily basis, 5 days a week. And when the hurricane came, and everything shut down, and when we came back, the chairman said that we don't have the service, we can't provide that service anymore, and left a contract laying on the table. And another company came in and made a deal, with the school system, and they're hauling the kids. Now, we have a contract that says that's our work, and these people didn't even fight for it.
Came to the corner of Ursuline and Broad Street, and I saw a young African-American child. She couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 years old, seated at the bus stop. And you know me, I taught 5th grade. I taught kindergarten. So I was curious as to why the child was there by herself, so I went back. And I parked my car, and I went to the bus stop, and I talked to her, and I asked her why was she there by herself. And she told me she was waiting for the school bus. Now mind you, this is 8:45 in the morning. So I asked her what her name was, and she told me her name. I remember her last name was Garrison. I think it was Tiffany Garrison. She did remember the name of her school, which was Lafayette Elementary School, but where she was at least 7 miles from the school that she was supposed to go to that day. So I said, well, Tiffany, why are you out here by yourself? Well, my brother's ill, he didn't come to school today, so my mom brought me out here to wait for the bus. She had missed the bus. She had no identification. She was seated there waiting for a bus that was never going to come because it had already passed her by. I sat with that child. I called our union office, had them to call the school to find out if in fact that child attended there, and it was true that she did attend that school. I sat with that child until somebody from that school came to pick her up. Now, right. Just imagine if it wasn't me who stopped by that bus stop to talk to that child that day. And every time I pass that street, which I've had to do so many times on my way to work, I think about Tiffany. And I think about the Tiffany's like her because of what they did to the school system. There aren't neighborhood schools. She couldn't walk to school. She couldn't remember her address. There was nothing in her book bag that I went through that would tell me where I could take her. She did remember the school's name and her teacher's name, and so I was able to help her. But that could have turned out to be a really horrible situation. She could have been killed, she could have been assaulted, so many things could have happened. But nobody seems to be concerned about that.
But because the state made a decision not to give
the contract back to the RTA, and bus drivers who know our children, know our neighborhoods, know how to handle transportation, know the routes. Instead, we had bus drivers from all over the country with laid law, from Chicago, Pensacola, Los Angeles. Well, wait a minute, now what ward is that? What street am I going on? It was nonsensical. It was an assault on us, but it was also an assault on our children. But the purpose was, and the concerted effort, the working together was, we got to do whatever we can do to keep these unions from coming back. What's the best way to do it? To outsource everything we can. We outsource our teachers, we outsource our bus drivers, we outsource security.
2 years now, we haven't ordered one bus. Not a bus. And we could have got buses all piggyback off of somebody else.
And we needed that Carrollton bus to connect those people with that one supermarket and that one Home Depot store, right?
Right.
They wouldn't run a bus for 2 years. Well, they opened up the St. Charles streetcar line for 10 blocks, you know?
Yeah.
And so my question at the Board of Commissioners meeting was, we a serious company? Are we planning to serve the needs of the people and go forward? Or are we out here, you know, just trying to, you know, put out token service, you know, to please, you know, politicians?
On some of the lines, like the Louisiana, you have 2 buses. That line travels about 16 miles round trip, and there's only 2 buses. That's insane. And that's one of your areas that have really came back.
Well, what's the financial upside of just having a token service?
To say that we're coming back.